Hey YouTube, today we got another video on some pinball restoration tips. I'm working on a 1980 Stern Lightning and some early solid state games and EM games have these chrome, I would call them a bell post, that are used to stand off the plastics, but they are attached to the plastics. So I've been doing this one certain way for a very long time, and today I think I came up with a much better way. So I want to show you that and see if it'll help you out at all. This is the old piece on the bottom, and to remove those, you need to heat up the plastic. So I just have a heat gun over here and then gently heated those up so I didn't wreck the plastic, but they need to be pulled out because this is one that has not been reformed yet. Well, you can see that the protrusion part, the male part that goes into the plastic, has been rolled over kind of like a rivet with some kind of a die head. So that is what retains it in the plastic and won't let it fall out. So if you heat it up, you can kind of just pull this out the bottom and it'll deform the old plastic, but we have a new plastic to replace it with. So to get this into the new plastic though, with that wedge head that's wider on the top than the bottom, it will not fit into these new holes. So the old technique that I used to do is I would get a pair of pliers and then stick this in and kind of crimp this edge up and try to roll it up. But then that always left it pretty jagged. So then I would take a file and then around that edge try to file it flat and get it back into a circle. And while it was effective, it kind of looked like crap before it went back in, but once it went back in and the screw head goes in, it's kind of hidden forever. But I would put that back in and then to kind of set it so that it wouldn't fall out of the plastic again. So all of these ones have been replaced already. But I would put my screwdriver in, so I just have a Phillips head screwdriver here, and I would just push down and then I would kind of wobble it out in the bigger and bigger circles just to kind of spread that head open again so that it would retain in the plastic. So the way that I set them is still the same, but the way that I found to get this to roll back even cleaner, and again, hopefully we can see this on the video, we have on the left, maybe I'll just show it like this. On the left, there's that one that has that wide head at the top, but then I have used a new technique to get them back to parallel. So the technique that I used is I took the flared ones over to the bench vise. I have smooth grips in the bench vise, and I just set it upside down. It's gonna be hard to do with one hand. Set it upside down so that the flared end was in there. Then I just went until it got a little bit snug. So now it's bottomed out under its own weight and that flared edge is in there. And if you get it snug, you can kind of keep spinning it until it gets tight. And then once it gets tight, we're going to use the parallel jaws of the vise kind of as a metal roller and just underhand pressure only. It gets a little bit tough, but then it gets easy, meaning that you rolled the edge a little more, and then you're going to keep going and going until it comes back to parallel and it can fit through the hole in the new plastic. You can also kind of look down the vise and see daylight so that you can kind of tell when you're getting close to getting it done. But again, once it kind of frees up, you don't need to go more than about 5 or 10 degrees to kind of get it to the next step. And then you're just going to keep downward pressure and rolling it, and that should straighten that edge out quite a bit. So then when that's done, you'll be able to push it back into the plastic. So this one's already done. It has some pretty nice parallel sides there, and they're not all boogered up like a sphincter from your pliers, and then it'll just push right back on there. So then that's set nice and snug. And then again, if you wanted to set it so it didn't fall out, this one's pretty good and you probably wouldn't even need to ream it out. But then again, you can push down with your screwdriver and kind of go in big circles and just open that head up a little bit so it doesn't fall out. So hopefully this bell post transfer trick helps you out.